Okay, I got Aaron and Alan in the front with me. Is that right? I'm Richie. Welcome aboard. You have two air conditioning vents there. You can open or close them, adjust them for your pleasure. And you got one up over your head there, too. We got Andrew and Katrina. Katrina with us now. Aloha, I'm Richie. Welcome aboard. Two more to go. Alright, now we got Malgorzata and Stanislaw. Everybody's on board. Alright, aloha, awinala, lekekiko, uinoa, pehe, Hawaii. That's Hawaiian for good afternoon. My name is Richie. If you can hear me okay, just smile. Hard to see the smiles nowadays. So. Have any of you been on a helicopter before? Everybody got a safety briefing in the lobby, correct? The first couple minutes of the flight, I won't be talking to you. I'll be busy talking to the control tower. Once we get clear of the airport, I'll turn the intercom on and I'll narrate the flight for you the whole time. You can see yourself on the monitor. You're live on video. Everything you do will be held against you for use in the future. So I'll be making a video of the flight. You'll be in it. We also have 3 outside cameras to catch all the action. All the music and narration will be on the video too. We're ready to go. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. I'll be back on the air with them. We're clear of the airport. We'll be on our way. Okay, back on the air with you. We're getting a little ways away from the airport traffic area. Now we're westbound on the North Shore, coming out at 1,400 feet at about 110 miles an hour at the moment. You can drive around this end of the island going northwest to Lahaina. The road down there is paved the whole way. It takes a couple hours to get the line on that road. A couple of reasons why. One reason is the curves in the road. They're going to slow you down. But also there's sections of that road that's only as wide as one car. So you guys did that road already? All right. Someplace you got to back up to let traffic go by. But it's paved the whole way. We're making a left turn. Going to head right up into the valley now. The valley we're heading up into is called Waihe'e. Waihe'e in Hawaiian means slippery water. Valley got that name because we get so much rain in here, moss grows on the rocks, making it slippery to walk or to hike up into the valley. Perfect view right now of the tallest waterfall on the island of Maui, straight ahead of us in the back of Suicide Canyon. That waterfall plunges 1,250 feet to the bottom. Everybody still doing good? All right, we'll head further to the back of the valley now. From here on up, the only way to see this part of the valley is by helicopter. If you were hiking down there, well, the waterfalls are just too tall to climb over to get this far back. Looks like we can get to the very back wall, the back right-hand corner of the valley over there, which is called the Wall of Tears. It's called that because the waterfalls we'll see back there, they don't flow from the top of the mountain. They actually come right out of holes in the porous lava rock. So it gives the appearance as though the mountain was weeping or crying. And that is how it got the name the Wall of Tears. Straight ahead. at you right now, all the way to the back of Waihe'e Valley and the Wall of Tears. Just think, everyone, this is where the stream begins, with the water flowing right out of the rock. We call this mountain range West Maui. It is the second wettest spot in the whole world. We get over 450 inches of rain a year on the top of this mountain. The wettest spot in the whole world, that would be the island of Hawaii. Maui gets over 600 inches of rain a year. We're number 2 with more than 450. However, we were the wettest spot in the world one time, 1980. Oh, that was a wet year. 1980, we got over 600 inches of rain on the mountain. That's the only recorded time in history that Maui was the wettest spot in the whole world. So this mountain range, West Maui, supplies most of the island of Maui with its drinking water supply. About a half mile downstream, there's a small dam located down there. They actually divert part of the stream and it goes through the mountains through a tunnel to the county water system from way up here in the valley. We'll get a nice view of the Waihe'e Valley Ridge Trail right on the top of the ridge that we're approaching now. It's a very popular hiking trail. So many people hike on it. It looks like a dirt road. People hiking on it right now. And we'll go back down to the coast. We'll follow the cliffs as we head to the island of Molokai. Get some more views of the road down to the left and down to the right down there as it winds its way through the gulches and the ravines on its way to Lahaina. As we go offshore here, we'll descend down to about 1,000 feet along the cliffs. These are the tallest sea cliffs on the island of Maui. Up ahead it tops out at about 600 feet. But hey, we'll be looking at the tallest sea cliffs in the world, the North Shore of Molokai, where they plunge over 3,000 feet straight down. There's a single house on the top of the last peak over there all by itself, surrounded by the pine trees, the brown house on the edge there. Beautiful view from that home. Unfortunately, no one lives there anymore. That home belonged to a chronic sleepwalker, but she's gone now. It's such a lame joke, I know. What you call a dad joke. But in my case, it'd be a grandpa joke. On the return flight, we'll be flying along the same coast face the other way. When we do that, then we'll have the same views out the right side as we're getting out the left side at the moment. The knob-shaped mountain peak coming up next is Kahakuloa Point. When we pass that peak, we'll get a good look at Kahakuloa Village. Let's say you decide to drive around this end of the island. When you pass through Kahakuloa Village, then you know you're about halfway around the drive to Lahaina. It's also referred to as King Kahikili's Leap. That's because King Kahikili would cliff dive off lower sections of that pinnacle before going to battle as a sign of bravery to inspire his warriors. And you can see the little village of Kahakuloa in the valley there now, getting the halfway mark on the drive to Lahaina. Straight ahead is the end of the island up there at the northwest tip of Maui called Nakalele Point. There is a blowhole located at Nakalele Point. Blowhole, that's a hole in the lava rock formed when the lava flowed out into the ocean. That's a hole or a puka in it. When the tide's high enough and the big swells come in, it forces the water through the puka. It can spout like 100 feet in the air, but it depends on how high the tide is and how big the waves are. People park their cars along the road above the blowhole. There it goes. Hike down to it. They like to stand around it there and get sprayed by ocean water for free. Probably the cheapest form of Maui entertainment. So there it goes again. On the return flight, we'll put it out the right side, but right now we'll begin our journey across the channel to the island of Molokai. More than 8 miles across the channel here from Nakalele Point on Maui behind us to Cape Lava, the northeast tip of Molokai, straight ahead. The group singing for us right now is called Navai Eha. That's actually my grandson singing for us. They came out with their second album at the end of last year. They won the Nahoku Hano Hano Hawaiian Music Award for Best Album, Best Song, and Best Group of the Year, and they also got nominated for a Grammy. Pretty cool. So the name of this channel we're crossing, this is called the Pailolo Channel. In Hawaiian, Pailolo means crazy fisherman. The Hawaiians named it that because they thought anybody would be crazy to want to go fishing in this channel. The reason being, this particular channel can get extremely rough very quickly and without any warning. As far as the depth of the channel, it doesn't really get that deep, at least relatively speaking. So the maximum depth of the Pailolo channel just a little over 800 feet deep. 800 might sound deep, but if we made a right turn and went that way just 2 miles, there it would drop to 18,000 feet deep. That's because there are no islands or landmass to the north of us. So that kind of makes 800 sound a little shallow when we compare the two. The island of Molokai is the 5th largest Hawaiian island. It covers 260 square miles. 38 miles long, 10 miles wide at the widest point. Population of Molokai just a little over 7,000 people, but it has the highest percentage of people with Hawaiian blood. My mother-in-law was pure Hawaiian, makes my lovely wife here half Hawaiian, makes our kids quarter Hawaiian, but our grandkids are actually more because my sons-in-laws are about 3/4 Hawaiian. You don't come across very many pure Hawaiians anymore. Right now we're aimed directly at Turtle Rock. Picture the small rock coming out of the ocean is the head of the turtle, and the large rock is the back shell with a flipper extending towards us. When we come back from Molokai, we'll pass it on the other side. When we do that, it'll take on a different animal shape, but right now it looks like the sea turtle or the hono. The beautiful green pasture lands up on top of Cape Lava belong to Pu'uohoku Ranch, one of several cattle ranches located on Molokai. We're going to fly over the ranch and then above Halava Valley. Halava Valley is the very first place settled by the Hawaiians, who were the Polynesians that came there from the Marquesas Islands. They settled Halava Valley back in 650 AD. Once Molokai was settled, then they went to the other islands after that. So we are over Pu'uohoku Ranch now. Pu'uohoku in Hawaiian means hill of stars. So coming up to Halava Valley, down on the right, you'll see two beautiful beaches down there at the entrance to the valley. Also down on the right, that's where the road ends. You can't drive beyond this valley because at that point you're at the tallest sea cliffs in the world, and naturally there's no roads beyond this point. And on the left, we've got quite a bit of water coming down Halava Falls right now. Of course, the only thing that keeps those waterfalls flowing is runoff rainwater from the forest above. Sometimes you'll see people swimming down there in that bottom pond, because you can hike to that pond from the coast. See somebody on the rocks down there, but not in the water. Head out of here, we'll go straight out to the North Shore now. Get a look at the tallest sea cliff in the whole world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. So we're coming up on the tallest sea cliff in the whole world right now. Out the left, you can see 38 miles to the end of the island. And the same view coming to the right. Okay, everybody, what would go really good with the tallest sea cliffs in the world? How about the tallest waterfall in the state of Hawaii? Straight ahead, we're looking at. That one plunges 1,749 feet to the bottom.
in the sea, held captive in timeless lore. Island in your eyes, paradise, calling you, calling me. My lejos her breath, warm winds gently touch.
We'll go right up to the top.
Sunshine from the heart, descending in magic. Island in their eyes, paradise, calling you, calling me. Hawaii. If you try hard to be, take more than
Everybody still doing good? All right, we'll go a little bit further to the west here. We're heading towards a valley called the Wainau Valley. People from Molokai, they will launch a small boat from Halava Valley behind us. They'll go along the coastline here until they reach Wainau Valley, the Black Sand Beach, and they'll drop people off there. People will go camping and fishing in the valley for days at a time. On the other side, that little ridge that juts out, when we pass it, we'll see some little camps set up just above the Black Sand Beach under the trees. You can see the white tent of the tarps and the shack a little further up. So the only way you can get to those camps is by boat. And that goes for most of this coastline here, only accessible by boat. See all these light green trees scattered all bouncing down there. You see these light green ones all over Hawaii. That's our state tree, kukui nut, also known as candle nut. It's called candle nut because the Hawaiians use the oil from the kukui nut to burn in their stone lamps for light. It's flammable. People polish a large black nut, like about that big, make real pretty lays out of it. Most people don't know it, but it also makes a very good laxative too, so don't eat too many. It's a very multi-purpose nut. So we'll pass by Wainau Valley again, the Black Sand Beach little camps down there. So the main economy of Molokai used to be the pineapple industry. There used to be a huge pineapple plantation located on the southwest end of the island, owned by Dole Pineapple Company, but it closed down. What happened was foreign imported pineapples became cheaper than the ones growing here, so it forced the plantation out of business. When the plantation was closing, Molokai Ranch built a hotel on the west end of the island. They were hoping to provide jobs for the people that were losing their pineapple jobs. Oh, I think I stayed at that hotel a couple times. It was a small Sheraton hotel. It was a nice place, but it was out in the middle of nowhere, and the beach wasn't safe for swimming due to the current. So that hotel was never very busy, so it closed down. So unfortunately, due to the lack of tourism and the loss of the pineapple jobs, Molokai has the highest unemployment rate of any island. Beautiful place to live, but a difficult place to earn a living due to the lack of job opportunities here. I have at least a dozen friends born and raised here on Molokai that moved to Maui to find employment and also to be able to buy a home too. Sometimes we see the mountain goats out here on the steep cliffs. So Molokai has wild goats, wild pigs, bighorn sheep, and even deer hunting. You're probably as happy as I am that there are no snakes in the state of Hawaii, unless you count lawyers, and there's thousands. Otherwise, there's no snakes. The song is called Pulelehua in Hawaiian, that means butterfly. This is a different grandson now wrote this song, wrote it for his daughter, my great-granddaughter. So the grandson singing now, his name is Kama'eu Kamaliola Halalani Kamaliikava. You can say that, you get a free helicopter flight. Most Hawaiians have pretty long names. All 9 of my grandkids speak fluent Hawaiian. They all went to Hawaiian immersion school, where the language they spoke from preschool to the 12th grade was Hawaiian. That's how they're able to write beautiful Hawaiian songs, because they can think in the Hawaiian language. And our oldest daughter teaches it at the University of Hawaii. We'll have a nice view looking back up into Halava Valley from offshore. Again, this is where the very first settlement was. In the days of the early Hawaiians, there were more than 5,000 people living down in the valley then. Today, less than 1 dozen people live in there. One of the reasons for the lack of people is that valley does not have electricity. And most people don't want to live without electricity nowadays. So. We're going to leave the Friendly Isle behind us now. That is Molokai's nickname, the Friendly Isle. Every island has a nickname. Maui's nickname is Valley Isle. We'll pass by Turtle Rock again, this time on the north side of it. We'll just look at the large rock. The small rock won't be part of the picture on this pass. When we get a beam and just begin to pass, it will change shape. This time it will look like an elephant laying on its right side. So the tail of the elephant is towards us. The back of the elephant curving up around to the front left where the head and the trunk will be. So it was a turtle, but now it's an elephant. Even has a smile. Pretty cool. As we head across the channel to Maui, the Valley Isle, looking down the channel to the right, about 15 miles, little island of Lanai over there. Lanai's nickname is the Pineapple Isle. Got that nickname because Lanai had the largest pineapple plantation in the whole world on it, owned by the old pineapple company. It closed down shortly after Molokai did, for the same economic reasons. They built two beautiful resorts there, one at Manele Bay on a beautiful beach, and another resort up in the town in Lanai City. And both of those resorts have been very successful in providing jobs to the people there that lost their pineapple jobs. Well, they got a pretty small population to provide jobs for there. When I was in high school, the population of the whole island of Lanai was barely at 2,000 people. Now we're talking more than 50 years later, population of Lanai is barely at 3,000 only. They only gained 1,000 people in more than 50 years. So. Everybody knows everybody on that little rock. We have friends that live on Lanai. Occasionally we go there to visit. We'll catch the ferry from Lahaina to go over. So they pick us up in their car. Their car's about 5 years old, but it only has 3,000 miles on it. They don't have any place to drive it. You know, there's only 30 miles of paved road on that whole island. So they have a road to the harbor and a road to the airport. That's about it. Maui is the second largest Hawaiian island. It covers 728 square miles. Maui is 40 miles long. The narrowest part of Maui is the Central Valley, which is over on takeoff. It's only 7 miles from the north to the south shore in the Central Valley. Maui is bigger than the island of Oahu, though. And just think, Oahu has like 10 times their population. They got over 1 million people there versus about 160,000 living on Maui today. That's one of many reasons that we use the local expression Maui no Ka'oi, which means Maui is the best of all. And it sure is. Maui's been voted the best island in the world like the last 15 years straight. My parents moved us to Maui in 1966. I was 13 years old when we came. The population of Maui at that time was only 30,000. We only had 3 hotels on Maui then. Not a single condominium was built yet, and we only had 3 traffic light signals on the entire island. All 3 were in Wailuku, and they turned them off on Saturday and Sunday because there was no traffic. Hard to imagine the island being that slow, isn't it? We're approaching Nakalele Point again where the blowhole's at. We decided to drive out here and hike down to the blowhole. Don't get too close to it. A few years ago, a guy got too close to the blowhole and somehow he fell in the blowhole. And of course, he did not survive that ordeal. Yeah, we're coming to Beaman now. There it goes, big blast. Well, there's hundreds of ferocious wild pigs up here in the rainforest. I know that because my father-in-law was one of the best known wild boar hunters on the island of Maui. Hunted wild pigs his whole life. His father was a hunter before him. He taught me to hunt. I hunted with him for about 25 years. Biggest wild pig we ever caught weighed over 350 pounds, and it had 3.5-inch tusks. That's one of the boar tusks there. You can hunt pigs all year round every day. There's no limit on pig hunting. They did that because they've been trying to eradicate wild pigs since I was a little kid, but that hasn't been working. They just keep multiplying everywhere. Just ahead where the rocks jet out into the ocean, there's some beautiful tide pools in the rocks. People refer to these as the olivine pools because they're kind of olivine green in color when the sunlight isn't just right. So you park along the road up there, hike down to swim in that. The most popular one that people swim in is the one we're coming to beam right now. Of course, the safe time to swim in tide pools is low tide, small waves. Now wouldn't be the best. And a view of Kahakaloa Village, again the halfway mark on the drive to Lahaina. Smile for the camp, everybody. Aloha. Hope everybody had a great time. Hope you have a great time the rest of the time to get to visit our beautiful island. Yeah, I guess I'm just stuck here the rest of my life. Another tough day at the office, but somebody's got to do it right. I want to thank each of you for choosing to fly with us with Air Maui. We certainly do appreciate your business. I'm grateful for the opportunity to show you some of the beauty of our islands. I'm going to call the control tower now. I'll be talking to those guys from now till touchdown. Be touching down in about 4 minutes. And then I'll talk to you again when we get on the ground.
Maia o taui palilo ko i po i ke akapuani ani. Eia maia o taui palilo ko i po i ke akapuani ani. E ani ani vale o hali aloko to eloma ole i kapu vai. Ni vale o hali aloko no eloma ole i kapu vai, kapu vai. passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
All right, mahalo nui loa, hui ho malama pono. You take off your headset, safety belt while we wait for the ground crew. Thank you, everyone.